Former Vice President Joe Biden is set to begin interviewing potential running mates this week and is expected to announce his choice at some point next week. Well, nearly a dozen women are under consideration for the job. While females have been chosen to run for vice president before, this is the first time a presidential candidate is only considering women. Ed O'Keefe shows us what's at stake in this historic moment.
In 1984, Geraldine Ferraro was the first woman asked to run for vice president on a major party ticket, alongside Democrat Walter Mondale.
The issue is not what America can do for women, but what women can do for America.
In 2008, Republican John McCain chose Sarah Palin as his partner.
Hockey moms. You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
Neither woman became vice president, but this year could be different.
In 2020, two things are happening. Joe Biden is running for president for the third time. And for the third time, there's going to be a woman on the ticket running for vice president. In 1984, that woman was too new. In 2008, that woman was too inexperienced. The question heading into November for voters is third time a charm, or is it going to be three strikes and out for that woman?
In March, Joe Biden made an unexpected pledge.
I commit that I will, in fact, pick a woman to be vice president.
That set off a first-of-its-kind scramble, putting all the focus on about a dozen female mayors, governors, lawmakers, and national security officials. Back in 2008, former Kansas Governor Kathleen Sebelius was the only woman Barack Obama considered for VP. She's now especially eager to see who Biden chooses.
I think the American public have had an opportunity to meet lots and lots of very talented women who have done incredibly big jobs, and it just opens the door for lots of future possibilities.
Betsy Fisher Martin is executive director of the Women in Politics Institute at American University. She warns there are drawbacks to the way Biden is running his search.
I don't necessarily think it's a healthy process to elevate a dozen or so women to be considered and then spend the next 2 months picking them apart.
How are these women being scrutinized differently than men?
The penalizing punches that are coming their way are so far having to do with things like they're too ambitious, they are too engaged in national politics, they are too willing to attack, and my personal favorite, they have a propensity for cursing. Since when have any of those attributes ever been held against male candidates?
Fisher Martin and other observers called out former Senator Chris Dodd, a member of Biden's VP search team, for reportedly questioning the loyalty of one potential pick, California Senator Kamala Harris. Politico reports he told associates she had no remorse for attacking Biden over his civil rights record during a debate last year.
The notion that somehow ambition is a negative to me is going to be a real step back, because what we need for women in politics is to have those ambitious women who are willing to put themselves forward and run for office.
Though he'll be the third man to put a woman on the ticket, Biden could make history in another way.
This would be a game changer for women of color. No black woman has ever been governor, but they could potentially be a vice president.
Madam Vice President?
So far, the closest the country has come to having a female vice president is on HBO. That's why Aaron Haynes believes Biden's choice is so crucial.
Did the president call? No.
Really seeing a woman as being second in line to the job, I think makes it even more real for the electorate to be able to conceive of a woman as president. That's just not something that appears to be in our American imagination fully yet.
Joe Biden's wife, Jill, who is considered to be his closest advisor, was asked yesterday where he is on making his decision. She said, quote, "He's close." Jeff, the question is how close?
Yeah, that is the question.
Still thinking it's a few days away.
Well, yeah, all right. So also some news coming in this morning here. The Biden campaign says they have made the largest presidential ad campaign buy in history. Where does that $280 million go?
That's right. $280 million spread out across 15 battleground states. They're looking at places like Arizona, Virginia, Texas, Florida, of course, Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. And even if you don't see it on TV, the Biden campaign will be trying to reach voters across digital media, across the radio as well, so it's very likely that voters in some way across the country, even if you're not in those 15 states, are going to find a Biden ad somewhere in your life. By comparison, at least right now, the Trump campaign, the president's campaign, spending about $147.7 million in 11 states. But of course, all of this could change as conditions improve or worsen in certain states for both candidates. We'll see.
All right, sounds good. Ed O'Keefe, thank you very much.